Our guy, Kevin, was in that scrum, and I would like to bring him into this conversation. Kevin, what was that all about? He must have come rushing out from the floor right to the steps to talk with you guys.
Well, I mean, look, some context there. This is the typical meeting point for lawmakers with the press, at least the television press, because it's a bit of a choke point. They come right off the House floor. They come down the steps. It's really the only place that they can easily off the House floor interact with cameras where cameras are allowed. But this was his chance to have a bit of a victory rally, if you will, even though he very much tried to say that it was not a victory in his perspective. And he came out swinging against those Republicans that introduced this resolution. But as he was asked in multiple different ways, this all comes with the notion and the forethought that we could have more to talk about. Could we come back to this again in a few weeks when there is that ethics update from the Ethics Committee? I was actually talking to Congressman Mark Molinaro before he went in for this vote and asked him if they would reconsider coming back with something again, depending on what that ethics investigation or whatever that ethics update is in the middle of the month that they're promising. And he didn't necessarily take that off the table and argue that that could flip some minds, perhaps, if we get some sort of closure or update from the Ethics Committee about what they're finding.
Are. You know, Kevin, I don't know if you saw the full count, but I'm assuming that the New York delegation, Molinaro and Lawler and LaLota, all voted for his expulsion. Is that pretty much what happened, do you think?
At least when it comes to those swing district Republicans, they most undoubtedly did. I've not had a chance to look at the numbers just from where I am outside. I didn't have a full tally in front of me. But those swing district Republicans were the ones that were actually out introducing this. They sent a letter, all 5 of them that entered alongside Santos in this freshman class, to their colleagues, basically trying to make the argument today ahead of this vote that this is not a political move. And yes, this might be setting a precedent, but it's a good precedent. They say this is all about morality. Obviously, that argument did not carry the day, as you saw some, like Congressman Nicole Malliotakis telling some reporters a little earlier that she just wanted to see what is the outcome of this Ethics Committee investigation, for example. That Ethics Committee update that we heard was going to be coming, that announcement only came just within the last 24, 48 hours, so it was well-timed ahead of this vote to kind of give some cover, if you will, to some of those Republicans who did not want to vote to get rid of Santos, at least for the time being.
And Kevin, that Ethics Committee, it's not like every other committee, right? I mean, this probably doesn't even have the stamp or any appointed members by the newly named Speaker of the House, right? These are holdovers from the Kevin McCarthy House?
Yeah, I mean, look, everything is a holdover right now from the old House, aside from the Speaker himself and some other smaller maneuvering. But the committee makeups have largely remained the same. And we should say the Ethics Committee, is worth noting, is evenly split between Democrats and Republicans. And what we have seen from those members on previous votes when it comes to ethics-related matters, including Santos, is that those members have largely voted just present rather than picking a yay or a nay in terms of removing him or punting him, basically to allow them to not really show their cards about where that investigation stands and where their opinion is on the matter of Santos.
Okay. Kevin Frey, great work. Thanks so much for rolling with us.